In today's video, I'll share full process of coming to Oman from job application, visas, air ticket until you arrive and start to work coming up. Okay, the first process, which is most important and I feel it is underrated, is getting a passport. I'll tell you why. Most people will just apply for a job without a passport and they'll be thinking, let me just try. Once I get the job, I will go and apply for my passport. But here is the thing. Here in Oman, sometimes you will apply for jobs online. Then after a few days, you get a response and they might schedule for interview. And then when they are okay with you, they'll give you offer letter within a day or within 2 days. So once the offer is settled, they'll ask you for your passport, copies of your passport. That is to process your visa. And here you don't have your passport, you now try or you start application of your passport. Now that might signal them that you are not interested or you are not serious. So what they do, they will not wait for you. If it is urgent, obviously they will go to the next person. So it is very, very important. I will emphasize a million times, guys. The first thing, get your passport. When you are done with your passport, you have it, now go to the next one, which is job application. Now you need to apply to as many companies as you can. The first thing is to just sit down, think about jobs you can easily do. Maybe you have training, maybe you have experience, maybe you studied that in college, maybe you don't have anything you have ever done, maybe you are fresher. There are so many jobs actually, like the entry levels you can do without prior experience and they will give you training. So what you do is sit down, think about those jobs, then go to your search agent, check companies in Oman. Let's say you are applying in a hotel as a waitress, for example. Search a hotel and go to the career section and check for the position they might have. Actually, if you don't know or maybe you are struggling to get the website, because there are so many websites, I made a video explaining step by step on where, on how, all the websites you can get these jobs. So you can go in comment section, I'll put a link there, click and watch, or you can click here. This video explains where you can search for jobs, or the website, and how you can go about it so that you start your job search. So the next thing now when you're done with the job application is do some follow-ups. Now this is just following up with the companies. Maybe you have applied, let's say, to 5 different companies. Go check them out, go check the hiring managers, try to send separate emails telling them about the job and you're interested. Of course you have already applied, but just do some final follow-ups. And if you are not using this LinkedIn, you are just losing a lot. Check this one and try to follow-ups there. So many companies, they are using this, and you will be able to see the employees, you'll be able to see the HR managers. They might give you very important information which might help you a lot. So you are done with all this and finally you have got an offer. So what you do is negotiate in a proper way. Try to do your research about the job market, try to check about the packages. So when all that is settled and you are good to go, I would advise you to go for a medical before you even start sending the copies of your passport for visas. Why? Because when you come here, they will do a thorough medical checkup so that you can get your ID. This ID will help you to work, because you cannot work without a resident card and you need to pass your medical to qualify for this resident card. So you need to check yourself in your country before you even think of coming, to avoid any disappointment. So when everything is done and your medical is good, now you can send your copies, you can send everything they need, and try to be very careful with the format. If it is PDF, send in PDF. If they need a certain format, try to follow that to avoid any delays off and on, so that the process will be faster. So when the visa is out, they will notify you, and this now is the time for traveling. So once they notify you, you need to check yourself. Maybe you want to organize some things before you leave. So the next thing will be scheduling. your departure date. Now be very careful with this, because you might be like excited and you just name a date without even thinking, and it turns out that you have not even finished what you're doing, or you might need to do some shopping or things like that, or you might need to settle some things at home. So what you do before you even tell them your date, just try to check yourself, organize yourself, and schedule a date which you both agree on. And of course, most companies will pay for your air ticket. Most companies, that is, depending with the contract, but here in Oman, most companies will pay for your ticket. Try to check the date, and when you're okay with any date, you just let them know. Both parties should agree on a date. You cannot like start telling them you'll come after 1 month and the visa is out. You need to be as flexible as possible and schedule for a date which you both agree. Now when all that is settled about the travel date, now it is time to like confirm all the information, whether it is true, to avoid disappointment on the travel date. What I mean is, try to check maybe with the airline, with immigration, on the things they need or the requirements of travel from one country to the other, or from your departure country to the other. So you're coming to Oman, let's say you're from Kenya, so you need to check with the immigration what they need from you. Some job categories, they need you to have a contract from the employer, so you need to have that. Not all job categories, I'm just saying some, so you need to check that. You need also to check with the airline. Check the requirements of travel. There are so many things now, although COVID is over, there are so many maybe things from different countries they need, because if you try to settle all these things on the travel date, trust me, you don't have time. You will have a very short time for you to settle your things, and you start checking in. You don't have any time on this traveling date, so you need to settle all these things. You need to confirm, you need to ask, you need to do your research, you need to travel from your maybe where you are staying to the airport, or just do anything, but make sure you have confirmed everything, you have thoroughly checked everything in and out to avoid any problems on the traveling date. So travel date is here and you are traveling now. Make sure first to check very well time on your ticket, because sometimes if it is like midnight, the date will like confuse you. One time I missed my flight because of this timing. It is so frustrating, trust me. And as well, try to arrive at the airport 3 hours before departure, so that you have enough time to like check in, to go to your gate. Once all this is done, now you can proceed to your gate and wait for boarding, that is security, and then you start boarding. Enjoy your flight. So the next thing is arrival. Now when you arrive at the airport, of course someone will be waiting for you, so try to be very fast to take your luggage. And you can always ask. Muscat International Airport is very big, very beautiful. You might need maybe to take photos or something like that, so try to do that, but be mindful of other people who are waiting for you. So do things very fast inside, take your luggage. So while you are going out at arrivals, you have one job to do. Try to search for someone who is picking you up, and probably they will be holding a paper with your name. So try to read, because they don't know you, probably you don't know them, you have never met each other, so you need to be like very keen to check for your name. So now after arrival, you need maybe to go to the accommodation straight. You relax for a few days, maybe 1 day, 2 days, depending with the company, and you need now the residence card to start to work. So what you do, you will go for Dara. Did I say Dara? I will repeat. You will undergo Dara medical test, and if you pass your medical, you will get the resident card, so you start to work. So imagine if you did not do your medical in your home country and it turns out you have not passed your medical. It is very frustrating, disappointment, and now you'll start going back. So you see the importance of doing the medical before you come. Now you see the point. Just do the medical prior to like committing for a job in Oman. to avoid disappointment. Now when you get your ID, now you can open your bank account, you can start maybe sending money to your home country, and you can do so many things with your resident card, and you can enjoy your stay in Oman. So if maybe you are searching for a job, maybe you want more information about jobs, you want more information about Oman, just comment down below, ask your question in comment section. I'll be very glad to reply. If you have any other things, any other thoughts, comment down below as well, and like the video, subscribe if you haven't, share it, and thank you so much guys for watching. Let's call it a wrap. Let's see you.
I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first